After a long summer break, the 2024-25 EFL Championship season is about to get underway this weekend. So like always, guys, I'm going to do 5 bold predictions for this season. 5 things to look out for. 5 things that I don't think are particularly likely to happen, but I think I've got a chance, and I'm going to make my case why. Because it's always good to have a bit of fun at the end of the day. Why go for the boring predictions? Why go for the things that you think will definitely happen? Let's stir the pot. Let's go with some bold predictions with this. And I'm doing this for every league in the top 5 divisions of England. So that's, of course, the Premier League, the EFL, and the National League as well. So without further ado, let's get into this one. So the second favourite, according to the bookies, to win the championship is unsurprisingly Burnley. But I'm going to back them not to go up, and there's a few reasons for this. 1, I don't really rate Scott Parker that highly as a manager, and 2, I just think that some of the sides may have enough. I think some other sides may just get in there instead, namely Luton. I'm going to back Luton to go back up again, make an immediate return in second place. I'm going to go for Leeds to actually win the championship. I don't think that's a bold prediction because they are the favourites, and it's fair enough, really. But yeah, I'm going to go for Burnley not to get promoted immediately. I'm going to maybe get in the playoffs, but fall short in the end because of that. So my next one is a really bold one given the bookie odds. I'm going to go for Hull City to get relegated. Now, I say this because for some reason they thought, oh, let's sack the manager Rossini, despite finishing in 7th place in the championship. A definite improvement upon the previous campaign, and got in so close. I mean, it went to the final day of the season. You know, they were in the playoff hunt on the final day of the season, and they end up sacking the guy, a very young and exciting manager. I do not understand that decision whatsoever. I think they're really going to struggle, to be honest, because having that kind of philosophy when it comes to your managers is not a good sign. So yeah, I'm going to go for Hull to get relegated. That is a very bold one. I don't think that's particularly likely to happen, but yeah, we'll see what happens with it. Now, this one depends on what happens with a certain Sammy Smodics. Now, I'm going to say that if Sammy Smodics, because he is heavily rumoured to leave Blackburn would have been relegated last season, 100% without him, and ended up finishing all the way down in 19th even with him. But I'm going to say that if he stays at Blackburn for the entirety of this season, Blackburn will get into the playoffs. But if he doesn't, if he gets sold, I think they're going to get relegated. So let's see what happens with that. It depends what happens because he is heavily rumoured to be going to Ipswich Town in the Premier League. So there we go. And my next one, again, one that I do not think is particularly likely, but I'll give us some reason as to why. I'm going to go for all 3 promoted sides from League One to stay up, all of them to survive. Now, Derby and Portsmouth are both expected to stay up. Both big clubs, been out of the second tier for, well, in Pompey's case, in a very long time. Derby have had a few seasons down in League One. You know, they're big clubs, big support at the end of the day, play some good football. I can definitely see both of them staying up. Oxford, though, are a different quantity. I think they'll be very tough for them to stay up, but I've just got a funny feeling. I'll say they'll stay up. But who's going down? Well, it's really difficult to predict with the championship. I mean, Rotherham last season was a very obvious one, but this season, the likes of Plymouth, QPR, Stoke, Watford, I can all see them, even Swansea, I can all see them all being in and around there. Cardiff City are one of the favourites to go down as well, which I'm surprised at, but there we go. But I'm going to go for Sheffield Wednesday to get relegated, and I say this because obviously they had an incredible comeback last season. They looked dead and buried after a few games, got their new manager in. Danny Roll did an unbelievable job, but that momentum has to die eventually, and at the end of the day, they're not a side with any quality, really. They've not really brought anybody in of note. I think they'll go down, to be honest, because they don't really have much about them. Yes, they did incredible last season, but you know, you think about like Leicester, for example, with their great escape. You know, they went on to win the league the next year. I don't see anything like that happening with Wednesday. They don't have that kind of quality about them, really, to be quite frank. But yeah, those are my 5 predictions, my 5 bold calls for this championship season coming up. How wide will I be of the mark, or how many of these are going to hit the back of the net? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, guys, give some of your predictions as well. I want to see what you think is a bold call for this upcoming championship season. Do you agree with any of mine? Do you not? Again, let us know. And of course, for much more football content, keep it tuned right here to thefootballchronicle.com.